Good morning, students. So now let's start the new topic, rectilinear propagation of light. Clear? So what is rectilinear propagation of light? Rectilinear propagation means what? This is the property through which we can say that light travels in a straight line. Clear? Means through which we can say that light travels in a straight line. And this property is called as rectilinear propagation of light. For example, when you close all the windows and early in the morning when you open the door, clear, door of room, then what happens? It completely dark, and then look at the light entering into the room. Means as you open the door or as you open the window, what you see? You see the light. Clear? And when you will measure, when you will take a thread and stretch it along the path of the light ray, you will find that the thread is what? Coinciding the path of light ray and becomes illuminated, and you will get a straight line. So this you can say that the light travels in a straight line. Okay. Now this we can understand, means I can make you understand through this activity also. So for this, take a lighted candle on the, means place a lighted candle on a table and take a water drinking straw. Okay, drinking straw. You take, close one eye and close one eye and then look at the candle flame. Clear? So look at the candle flame. This is the straight straw, and when we are looking the candle flame through the straw, what will you see? You can see the light. Clear? You can very clearly you can see the light. Why? Because light travels in a straight line. This proves that light travels in a straight line. But now you bend the straw. When you bend the straw in the middle, as it is done here. So when you bend the straw and you try to see the candle flame through the straw, what will you see? Will you see the flame? No, the flame is not seen now. So why? Because this, what is the reason behind it? The reason is that in the first one, in this one, what happens? Light travels in a straight line, but here the path is not straight. The path is what? The path is curved, and so means you could not see the light. So this proves that light travels in a straight line, and this property is called as what? This property is called as a rectilinear propagation of light. Now another activity is also there. You can, means this topic, this property can become very clear through this activity also. So for this, take three cardboards. Three cardboards what? Three cardboards like cardboard A, B and C. Clear? And of same length and breadth. Then take a pin and make a small hole in each cardboard at the same height. Here you can see all are what? Same height. Okay. Then suspend the cardboard piece as it is done in the picture. This is the picture, you can see like this. You can suspend it and then pass a string through the hole. Clear? Pass a string through the hole and pull it taut, so that what will happen? This hole, all the holes will be in the straight line. Clear? And then take out the string. Then place a lighted candle near one of the cardboard as it is done here. You can see lighted candle is here. Look at the candle, from the candle flame from the other side. You can see the other side. Yeah, you can see the other side. So when you are seeing from the other side, then what happens? You can see the light. Clear? You can see the flame of the candle very clearly. So why? Now you can give the reason. What is the reason? Yes, very good. Because light travels. Now slightly displace one of the cardboard. Clear? and or you try to, when you try to see the flame of the candle, what happens? Can you see the? Okay, so this proves that light travels in a straight line, and the property through which means this property is called as what? Rectilinear propagation of light. So I hope now this rectilinear propagation of light has become very clear to you. What is this? Now the light travels in 1 second a distance equal to 3.10 to the power 8 meter where in air, and 2.25 into 10 to the power 8 meter in water, and 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter in glass. So this is the unit of what? Distance. Clear? This is the unit of distance. Now next is the application of rectilinear propagation of light. Application means what? Use. Clear? Means where we apply the rectilinear propagation of light. So we will study three things where we use the rectilinear propagation of light. This we use. So the first is pinhole camera. In pinhole camera we use this property of light. Then in formation of shadow also this property is used, and the formation of eclipse also this property is used. So now I am going to discuss in each one separately. Okay, so now the next is shadow, because pinhole camera is very long and you don't have to study in this class. So shadow I'm going to discuss. Shadow you have to study. So shadow is what? What is shadow? In shadow also we use the property of what? We use the rectilinear propagation of light. This property we use. So opaque object. Clear? Opaque object, we have studied about the three object. So opaque object does not allow the light to pass through it. Clear? And so what happens? It does not allow the light pass through it. So if an opaque object is placed in front of a point source of light, then it obstructs the passage of light and produces a dark patch on the screen placed behind the object. Means what? Means shadow can be formed when the object is opaque, because opaque object, I have discussed earlier also, opaque object does not allow light to pass through it. Clear? So when it obstruct the passage of light, and so when it obstructs the passage of light, it produces a dark patch on the screen placed behind the object, and this dark patch is what is called the shadow of the object. The shadow is what? The shadow is similar in shape to the object. You must have seen the object. You must have seen the shadow of the object. So what you have noticed? You must have noticed that the shape of the shadow is what? Shape of the shadow is same as the shape of the object. Clear? So now, for a point source of light, the shadow of an opaque object. Clear? So for a point source of light, the shadow of an opaque object on the screen is completely dark, and this completely dark portion is called as what? Umbra. So this umbra is possible when the source of light is what? Point source of light. But when extended source of light is there, then the shadow of an opaque object on the screen is dark at the center. Clear? Which is surrounded by the what? Dim light. And the dark portion of shadow is called the umbra, but this dim light is called as what? Penumbra. Okay, so there is means thus a shadow can have two portions, umbra and penumbra. Clear? Umbra and penumbra. So umbra is very dark, very dark, very dark. Clear? This is the umbra, and surrounding the umbra there is what? Penumbra. Okay, so now The next is umbra. Separately, I am going to explain what is umbra and what is penumbra. So, umbra, it is the portion of shadow where no light reaches, clear, from the source of light. Why? Because of the presence of opaque objects. So, we can say that umbra means what? Umbra is completely dark. Whereas penumbra, it is the portion of shadow where a portion of light from the source of light reaches the shadow. Clear? And it is not completely dark, but it is what? Dim, or we can say less bright. So this is the basic difference between the umbra and penumbra, that in umbra no light reaches, whereas in penumbra portion of light reaches. Umbra is completely dark, whereas penumbra is what? Not completely dark. So two difference you have got here between the umbra and the penumbra. Clear? Now the next is, image is formed when light reaches an object, but shadow is formed when light does not reaches an object, but it is what? Obstructed by the object. So this is the difference between the image. This is the difference between what? Image and shadow. So what is the difference? Once again, yes. Image is formed when light reaches an object, and shadow is formed when light does not reaches an object. So when I ask that in division class, when I'll ask that give one difference between the image and shadow, you can say light reaches an object in image, whereas light does not reaches an object in shadow. Okay. Now next topic I'm going to discuss that you have to study is eclipse. Clear? So eclipse is what? A formation of shadow in nature. Eclipse means formation of shadow in nature, and in nature sun is there, moon is there, and earth. Clear? Sun, moon and earth. So when we talk about the eclipse, means we are talking about the sun, moon and earth. So there are two kinds of eclipse: solar eclipse and what? Lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. Clear? So lunar eclipse and solar eclipse means, lunar eclipse means eclipse of the moon, and solar eclipse means what? Means eclipse of the what? Sun. Okay. Lunar eclipse is due to the formation of shadow of earth. Yes, shadow of earth on moon. And solar eclipse is due to formation of shadow of moon on earth. Means in lunar eclipse what happened? What is in between? Yes, in lunar eclipse earth is in between the sun and the moon, whereas in solar eclipse moon is between the sun and the earth. Clear? And you know that the earth, what? Earth moves. You know that earth moves around the sun, while the moon moves around the earth. This is a basic thing, you know. Now the next is this also you know, that is sun is what? Sun is bigger in size than earth, and the earth is what? Bigger in size than the moon. Clear? So what happens in lunar eclipse? Clear? In lunar eclipse means on a certain lunar eclipse, when the lunar eclipse occur on a certain full moon night. So on a certain full moon night, when the earth comes in between the sun and the water and the moon, then the earth casts its shadow on the moon, and the part of the moon which lies. Clear? So the very important thing again I am going to discuss is that when the lunar eclipse occurs on a certain full moon night, and on a certain full moon night the lunar eclipse takes place. And what happens there? The sun. Clear? In that the sun, the earth and the moon are in the straight line. Clear? Which one is the straight line? Sun, earth and the moon. Clear? And the earth comes what? The earth comes in between the sun and the moon. Okay, and the whole, when the whole moon is in the umbra of the earth, then when what earth is in between the sun and the moon, then the whole moon is in the umbra region. Clear? And it causes total lunar eclipse. But if they, then only a in the reason, then total lunar eclipse occurs when the see here, the earth is what? In between the sun and the moon. So here you can see this part of the moon is what? In the umbra region, and so this is the complete lunar eclipse occurring here. Means those who are living in this area of the earth, clear, those who are living in this area of the earth, for them it is what? Complete lunar eclipse. But those who are living in this area, okay, of the earth, for them it is what? Partial lunar eclipse. Those who are living in this area, this is partial lunar eclipse, because only the part of the moon is in which region. On a certain new solar eclipse occurs on a certain new moon's day. When what happens here also? Here also the moon comes, means in this the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. In lunar eclipse what happened? Earth comes in between the sun and the moon. So in solar eclipse, moon comes in between the sun and the earth. Clear? The moon casts its shadow on the earth. You can see in the picture also. The moon is in between the sun and the earth. Means what? Means the place of the sun is fixed. Only the what? The place of the moon and the earth keeps on changing, because earth revolves around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth. Clear? So here is part A. A is here. Clear? When I discuss, when I give the use the letter A, B and C, then I'll make you very clear. This one is A. Okay. Then this part is what? B. And this part is what? C. And here this pointed part is what? This pointed part is D. Okay. So from part A on the earth, which lies in the umbra of the moon, the sun is what? The sun is not visible. Clear? Thus the total solar eclipse occurs for which one? Part A. But to the people in this part A, the sun appears as black circular disk it appears. Okay. For which reason? For those who are living in which part? A. Now the next, what happens? For B and C on the earth, which lies in penumbra of the moon, then the solar eclipse is partial. So you must have heard the term in Hindi, Purna Suryagrahan, है ना? Partial Suryagrahan. So this is, so complete solar eclipse occurs for which reason? When the what? Yes, for the people who are living where? Part A. And partial solar eclipse for those or the annular solar. So an annular solar eclipse occurs when on, yes, falls on the earth at a point D. So this point is what? This point is D point. Point is here. You can see here point is here. So from the point D, only the, yes, only outer rim of the sun appears, and this outer rim of the sun is called corona. Clear? And it is on, this only becomes visible for a very short time, and this presence the sun is there, and only the corona part then it appears like a diamond. This is called as what? Annular solar eclipse. So, no eclipse should be seen with the naked eye. Yes. So, whenever eclipse occurs, please don't try to see the eclipse with the naked eye, because direct rays from the sun can harm your eyes. Clear? So, it is always advised to you don't see the eclipse with the naked eyes. Always use something like to see an eclipse, a pinhole must be placed before or a screen. Image of the eclipse formed on the wall must be seen through the different things, but you don't see the eclipse through the naked eyes, means with the naked eyes. So in fact, all planets and satellites cast their shadows in the space. Okay. So this much is for this class. Next topic I'll discuss in the next class. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you very much.